Well, I have brought along a lot of information. Horst Huber had a wonderful entree for his keynote. Customer experience, it's about catching the shopper's attention and that shoppers look in a different way for products today. ChatGPT. I would like to change the perspective a little, moving towards e-commerce and focus on the importance of data for this. And I want to summarize this under digital shelf analysis or analytics. My name is Sebastian Klumpp. I am CEO of XPLN. We are based in Stuttgart. For many, many years, I've focused on product data for some retailers, some brand manufacturers, and have been in e-commerce for a long, long time. So we have been around since 2013. What do we primarily do? We survey market data of marketplaces, competitive stores in a fully automated way. We analyze the data with analytics AI and also call to action with for pricing or retail media control, which is getting more and more important. We work for about 120 customers, primarily in DACH and Europe, and of course we cooperate with the Sprint suite, where we actually update catalogs with automated pricing. So this is one use case that we do together. I have a question, and I'm excited to see. It's a little small. Does anybody have an idea what this is? Perfect. Yes. I went through 3 lectures and nobody knew. I was the House and Gardening Irritation Association, and I would have expected somebody to know. It is a filter. Yes, it's a valve rather for a garden irrigation system made by Gardena. I have one back home as well because I have to rebuild it every spring because I've added new plants, and then you need a few more valves and some break during winter. What do? I go online and Google these valves. I ended up with Obi in this particular case. This is a price comparison page. I was a little confused because they used to be orange. Now they're turquoise, these little valves. And I was, of course, convinced by this one image that it will be the right thing. I read the product data, then read the reviews, and briefly thought whether I should change the brand because, but I said I won't do that because Gardena is our customer. So I looked at availability around the corner. I clicked on click and collect and collected it there and put my irrigation system in order again. And I actually helped my customers well. Why am I telling you this? This is perfectly normal. You first check online because you're in the market on a Saturday and you want to know. And then actually shop online, or you actually buy over the counter at a DIY store. When you look at the Forrester statistics dating back to 2022, you know the impact that online has. 70% now that we're in 2024, 70% of all purchases are impacted digitally. Walmart says that 82 shoppers in store take their mobile in hand and check product information if they cannot find a product in store. And this should show us how important digital channels have become in e-commerce and the impact they have. To bring some concrete examples, I've brought along some stories how we view e-commerce. And I don't want to limit it too much on digital commerce, but I want to talk about commerce in general. Who has to do with PIM or other data? Who has to do with e-commerce? Yes. Last year it was fewer people, although the room was fuller, so we're making progress. I'm relieved. Of course, you do not necessarily have to do with e-commerce to be here, but through omnichannel, so many things have changed. What's clear is that the customer journey has changed completely. No one of us would only go into a store and get information there. You first obtain online information, get to know these products, and then go shopping. This is all known. I think Amazon massively attacked Walmart. They are under so much pressure. They have to change, make progress. Then standard search. Everybody knows this. Everybody looks at it after for a coffee at Amazon online. This is all known. But there is a far bigger impact. Who's familiar with this product? Many, quite a lot, and probably most know the story with it. They made 73 million in 2013. Well, this lady had her car burn, and she actually had the Stanley mug with her. And after the fire, it still looked pretty good. And the water inside was still cold. That was the story. Even on TikTok, or was it on Instagram, this went viral, this video. And the president of Stanley was so smart, he said, I'm going to do something really nice. I'm not going to go to give her a mug, a new mug, but I'll buy her a new car. What happened? This happened. Just through viral advertising, the impact of social media on products, how we get introduced to products, how we discover products is tremendous. And so far, we should never lose sight of this. Next story. Who knows this? Anybody ever seen this? Okay, Julia King is her name, I think. She's a fashion influencer, and she probably gets her old boxes to find these. She actually found a pull-under from her childhood days, and she combined it with a miniskirt, and then actually wanted to sell it via eBay, and she sold it, and there were a few reviews and likes, and a few weeks later the following happened. There were a zillion Asian stores that all of a sudden offered this combination. Then Alibaba arrived, AliExpress, Shein, Amazon, everybody offered this, pushed this combination. And what happened? She's so well known that she's being monitored by crawlers constantly. And if something receives lots of likes or reviews, then all Asian retailers, dealers produce what she proposes. The impact is tremendous, and the automation is even bigger that is underlying this. Shein, everybody, I guess, knows it. This number is incredible. 5 to 10,000 new products per day. When you look at Gap and Zara in comparison, this is ridiculous. And they don't even have a store, so they have a huge ballast to carry with them and don't get their act together. And with Shein, the underlying model is called Letter. I think it means large automated test and reorder model. They do nothing but checking with crawlers the web daily, crawl influencers for likes and reviews, and to then first produce small batches, 5 to 100 products, place it in the shop to see whether it goes down well, to then produce, check the likes again, and to then mass produce these items. And this is more or less fully automated. And then there are proposals made to the manufacturers. They see which manufacturer is the best for this design, and then this product is mass produced. It's incredible to see the speed. An interesting fact, we used to talk about fast fashion. I used to work at the Klinger Group, and we said, Sarah, they're killing us because they're doing fast fashion. It only takes, we actually need 6 weeks. Today, we're talking about real-time fashion, so this is ultra-fast fashion. I'm excited to see what's next. But I don't want to say anything wrong, but it's going to be difficult to be faster than ultra fast. So we're changing our consumer habits totally. We're being introduced to products in a different way, no longer in stores or fashion shows. I don't know who was there. I wasn't. Everything revolves around and how we are introduced to products. TikTok as the last topic, hashtag TikTok fashion, 7 billion views every year. This is the biggest fashion platform worldwide to get to know fashion. Bigger than any fashion week. There's live streaming. There's so many influencers using this also for skincare products, not just fashion. So the impact is tremendous, and the underlying chain even more so. And at the end of the day, we know, and Horst told us a minute ago, that we will use more chatbots. But what we need to know when we think of the Google search engine optimization, we need different data data. We have to provide other data to still be found there. Of course, we ask what's the best robot lawnmower for our customer Gardena shoppers. They all know Google Lens. We actually look and search for products by images, but you need to have the data available so that this works at the end of the day. When you look at the growth of e-commerce, then Shein really went through the roof over the years, but this is even bigger. Temu is the fastest growing retailer of all times. Just look at the views within 3 months that led everybody else behind. Billions were invested, but with lots and lots of automation, logically, and the impact is tremendous. Here, the figures again regarding Temu. Amazon even is planning a discount business because they're afraid of Temu. So this also reflects the impact. But the next is TikTok Shop. This is going to go through the roof in the US. They are still keeping back and holding their horses in terms of the EU, but the EU will be next. And one thing is for sure, the marketplace business and the big ones will do retail very soon. We've seen so many insolvencies on the markets. The pressure is mounting, and the marketplaces keep on growing. I brought this, and it was already 50%, and this figure as high as 60% already, just doing business on marketplaces. So we need to look out for the marketplaces and make sure we represent it there. And to just actually start copying the Asian players, the big players. It's not too late yet. This is the House and Garden Association. Kai Hudetz said consumers are still afraid of the big players, the Asian players. You might think that we have enough time, but unfortunately it's not so, although the statistics are correct. There's a little time loop. Let's recap. A horse said it, the time loop. I feel very much the same. For 15 years, we've been talking about products, data, and PIM and product data, and many don't master their data yet. We found that there are many channels out there where we can easily make money, where we can push our products great and sell them. This is good news. We have built e-commerce organizations, many of them. In part, we even established subsidiaries that we are actually hiving in again because we found that e-commerce is not so different at all. So it's part of sales and marketing. And I think that this is correct because it's one team that works on making sure that the products are found out there. And this is why it makes so much sense to bring this in again. And then we bought PIM systems, MDM system, ERP systems. Those who haven't done so, they will be gone tomorrow. Then we actually syndicated the data with syndication middleware into the channels, and then they're out there, and the customer, the shopper, is over text. If we have 30,000 products for Amazon under one category, and then actually shoppers have to struggle through the masses of the tsunami of data with filters, then retail media. We can invest even more money, and I'm being a little provocative. Does this make sense to raise attention for products? Well, it's only a measure. If we have a product data problem, then we overtext the shopper all the same. So please change it. Analysts also have their opinion. Gartner, Forrester, and so on. They say the number of sales channels is growing fast, but the problem is that the manufacturers have lost control of them. So no really knows any longer what's happening with their products out there. We are handing on data to retailers. Retailers actually interchange them, copy the data, and at the end of the day, you have obsolete and wrong data online, and manufacturers have lost their control. So we set down people who check daily, hour for hour, the apprentice, the trainee, and maybe even the marketplace manager, well trained, to check out whether the products are shown properly. And we're wasting a lot of money there. Of course, there are solutions, and this is what I'm talking about: digital shelf analytics. We can use the data in an automated fashion, but also for product innovations to analyze competitors, for instance. So it's not only about monitoring it in automation, but also improving. And this is what the big players are showing us. To conclude, there is mounting pressure. And this is why this automation of control is so important. Let's be a little concrete. I showed this. The problem is we're not using the data that is out there. And we're not listening to our shoppers. We're shooting out the problems, and where they end up warming shelves. So this is not enough. We have to constantly look out what's happening with the product data out there on the channels, listen to the shoppers, analyze reviews and ratings, check on the competitors, and then restart the process and optimize it. And I'm going to talk about this in more detail. Let's talk about product availability first. Whether articles are online, this sounds trivial, but many do not check yet whether all of the items they have syndicated have really gone online. It's a fact. When we start projects, then 25 to 30% of the products have never ended up at Amazon because there was an interface problem, and the interface hasn't given a feedback either. So the question is, are the things online, on time? And is this the correct data? And secondly, are these items available? In the meantime, at a DIY store on a postcode level, you can check whether a local store has stocks of a specific item so that the shopper who goes out looking for a product really finds the product there. And when you look at the figure, we're talking about 425 billion US dollars that are simply not spent because products never went online or are out of stock. Although you can check it automatically, and you can tell the key account manager, well, at retailer XYZ, they're out of stocks, call the store and sell a pallet, which is nice. This can easily be automated, and you can save a lot of money and you still have a great impact. Now we're talking about enriched data or enriched content. The question, are all of the images really online? Have I matched? Is it the correct images? You can match it with the AI. It's not just 5 images, but it is the 5 images I want to have for my new customer experience campaign across all channels for one product for the shopper. This is what it's all about. It's about bullet points, product descriptions, and guarantees, PDFs, instruction manuals, and videos, and they can be matched automatically. And then there's a scoring. We refer to this as the complete list score. So from a country down to a marketplace, I can dive down and find out where there are any problems. Where I have to follow up, shoot out new images or extend images, or call the retailer, well, you still have old data online, this is out of license, and this is done permanently. When you look at this figure, 29% have wrong product data on their website across all channels. And this is a high amount with conversion problems, and it also brings high returns. 50% is the conversion loss for one wrong or poor image, and we're not checking it. What an impact! And I can actually invest retail media as much as I want to, but if the product data is not right, then I won't get the conversion rate. And I'll give you more figures. 20 to 30% is the conversion loss for incomplete descriptions, product descriptions. And what's even tougher, 67% of the shoppers lose confidence in a brand if the product data is incomplete in a web store. The brand is suffering at the end of the day. The shopper sees the brand and says, well, the brand can only show one image. I recently bought a Samsung fridge for 1,299 euros, and there was just one image available at a retailer. I didn't buy it there. I shopped I bought it at Amazon and paid even more because I did not confide in the dealer. But it had a very strong impact on the brand as well. Then organic, ranking, and retail media. This is an important point. We have to be found. So the product data ChatGPT, the product data must be available in such a fashion that I am visible on the channel. So the question for robot lawnmowers on Amazon, is my product really ranked among the first 5 or 6 products? What is the percentage of my product and how many competitors' brands have found their place there? And the same applies to this category of robot or lawnmowers. This is a tremendous opportunity. If 70% of all journeys start digitally, then I have to succeed in being visible for my shoppers with my brand. And that's the whole point. So you can optimize the data organically for Amazon, Obi, or Otto, or whoever, and that you really found at the top. Otherwise, you won't sell. And this also shows that 70% of users only click their way through the first page. 35% of users, at the end of the day, only click on the first 3 products. So everything below, well, forget it. And you can actually invest as much retail media as you want to, or you actually optimize the product data so that you actually get ranked higher. And the last topic I want to touch upon is reviews and ratings. 40% conversion loss with just one negative review. So not only for Amazon, wherever I sell my products, I have to know if there's a bad review received by a retailer, because otherwise I will not sell my products any longer. On the other hand, I can also use this for analytics. They can be analyzed with AI. We can actually see if a product, wrong product data, like wrong colors I mentioned. So I can actually change and optimize my product data. And at the same time, I have a better review and I have a better conversion rate, and the returns rate will improve. I can also read about innovations by competitors, fully automated. What are competitors doing differently with my product? What do shoppers say is better with them? So I can use this for many, many topics. So reviews are important. You should read them. I come to the end of my presentation in organizational terms. This is not a silo job. This is not only e-commerce. It is about working on all of the channels. I know it is difficult. PIM is very often still hidden in the IT department. There are more and more departments now taking this over, sales departments, but very often there's still this silo approach. And we always say that this is a cross-functional team, agile team, and the many divisions cooperating, and you have to bring them together. There are customers who have a digital shelf product owner, and he makes sure that the product data is clean. He coordinates these cross-functional teams, whether it's marketing or sales or finance, but also from the agencies. They all have benefit from the data. Customer service actually reads the reviews and answers the questions on the big platforms. The product innovation people get the innovations out of this. So everybody's involved. And when we initiate such a project, then we define KPIs. What do I want to achieve for the content, improve content by X% across all platforms? Oh, I want to become more visible by X% on this platform. And once we've defined these KPIs, we need to focus first and foremost. Horst talked about the focus before. In this particular case, when you imagine you have 67 or more platforms, nobody can actually analyze this data. So it doesn't help to actually have this data in front of your doorstep. Somebody has to read and review these KPIs and say, well, okay, we'll improve individual products, individual retailers. So you limit it first. You start with 3 or 4 or 5 platforms, then focus just on a few products, and then you start one thing. How do I structure content? The slides will be published a little later. There is, of course, different importance, relevance. Where do I make most sales strategically? And I have to process the content. If I cannot afford actually employing dozens of people who look after all products, there is a minimum, then there's the best practice. But very often you cannot achieve it. But this is the point, focus, to be able to really put it into practice. And the most important message at the very end, not only shoot out data and forget about them, this will never work out. We see this with the Asian producers. You always have to stay on the ball. Produce the data, shoot them out into the channel, manage them, measure them, and then actually feed them back. So this is a closed loop now. It was so easy to say, I have to invest 8 to 10 minutes for one product in PIM. This amount of time will grow. Generative AI will definitely help in all of the process we now have available, but it will actually require more time and effort than we used to. But this helps us to actually protect our brand, reduce return rates. And this is not only a sales channel. 70% of all journeys start digitally. So treat this channel like this. Product data must be updated and managed. We have to monitor what's going out there because this is also a fantastic advertising channel, not only a sales channel. I guess nobody would actually have such a billboard using a generative AI image, but this is what's happening out there in e-commerce day after day. Bad reviews, bad images, nobody looks after this data. This is why I appeal to you, get back into the driver's seat. There are tools that help you to automate, and then the brand will be remembered well. Thank you very much.